Good morning, Refuah Shlaima. Living in Mordechai. Get over here. Get over here.
Come there and get them.
That I didn't know, but I also have a gift for you.
Oh, no.
Come here.
Your gift's probably better than mine.
Let me show you what my gift is.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Okay, so I didn't know what to bring Reb Eli. So I brought Reb Eli a bag from Target.
Oh.
But more than that, how else do we get to Reb Eli?
Hold on. First of all, hug. The dentist, the Woodmere dentist, the 5-towner.
I live in Cedar.
Yeah,
But
what do
you're
we
close.
got
It's
here?
okay. So how do we get to Reb Eli?
Wow.
We have to go through his kids. So for Reb Eli's kids.
This is it. This is the best. So
over.
now we're gonna get hundreds of these. We don't have room anymore. That's it. The freezers.
Reb Eli's kids.
Yishkoyach, thank you so much. Wow. Yishkoyach, what a gift. That's a gift. Pizza rolls. Anything pizza for the Stefanskys. So Rabbi said, this gave me a lot of chizuk. We have here, is Josh here? Where's Josh? Hi Josh. These are the two hardest names in Klal Yisrael put together. Josh Shiriyanagi and Shamshi Shlafrak. Szlafrok. But here's the Pella is the very shy people, naturally. They went out of their comfort zone, went to the OU, what do they have now? Like hundreds of people there in Yerushalayim. They sat there and they recruited people. Out of their comfort zone. Erev Yom Kippur, they got 9 people to learn more Torah. It's unbelievable. Josh Melamed is Klal Yisrael, the shy people. If you think you can't do it because you don't have it, take a look at Josh. Even in the picture, you can see, like he's like, Hi Josh, what are you hiding over there? So they met Rav Avi Berman, the head of the OU in Israel, who's a part of our Daf. They met a bunch of people. They try to recruit Rav Gav. Just turns out that he gives his own share. Okay. No, he said, I was this close to getting it. Please see below the Manchester Galaceum. We're looking forward to seeing you in the Chaver, a boy side, the news you've all been waiting for. Ticket system for Manchester Galaceum is now live. Use the link. It's going to be awesome. The Manchester Team Committee, yes, it's going to be awesome. The London, they're already what? London's already at 250 people probably. Here we go. I was taking a video, but somebody took a video of me, so I'll show you his vantage point. Here we go. Okay. The guys again. Thank you for your amazing shiurim. While traveling in Japan years ago, I left a Kangol cap by the train station at 11 a.m. When I got back at 10 p.m., it was still there. I was trying to say that there's certain nations that they're makbid on Hashavas Aveda, and honestly, there's things we could learn, I guess. Aronov, Jackson, New Jersey. Oh, Rabbi Isai, Erev Yom Kippur. Tzedakah will save your life. And I challenge you. You hear, Mendy? You don't hear. Listen to this challenge. If you could find a tzedakah that has more impact, dollar for dollar, change a person's life for $30 to $40, bring him to Torah, change his life, his family's life. If you could find such a tzedakah, then you don't have to sign up. But we're not looking for money. We're looking for people, more people. I want to get another 100 people by Yom Kippur, by tomorrow. We had already 249 people sign up since I started talking about this last week. Just yesterday alone, 52 people. So Jonathan Stefansky from Eretz Yisrael, 180 shekel, which is more than $50. Yishkoyach, Jonathan. Yishkoyach. What are you looking at your name over there? Over here. I know, very shy. Dvir Nedwin, 36. Rafael Badalov, 10. Avi Goldenbeck, 36. Joseph Goldberg, $101. Joseph Gutman, 10. Shmuel Ruchi Bax, 36. Yisrael Goldstein, Sruli Goldstein, the famous Sruli, 36. Daniel Katz, 36. David Hirsch, 101. Yosef Rabinowitz, 10. Chaim Brenner, 36. Glenn Bond, 10. Harry Fruman, 10. Yosef Sif, 10. All the 10s are Gevaldik. $1. Good. Sign up for $1. I don't care. We need everybody in here. We need to get to another 100 people. Yosef Sif, 10. Menachem Freeman, 10. Larry Jaffe, 36. Nesmi, 36. How much are you? You're anonymous. How much? $1. Give Valdik. Thank you very much. Ding, 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 ding. Yisrael Bernstein, 36. Duvi Taub, 101. Zachary Burak, 10. Joseph Enzweig, 36. Joseph Gluck, 36. Hanan Siegel, 10. Binyamin Rosenbaum, 52. Barry Asman, 101. Tell me when to stop. Menachem Schechter, 101. We have to do the... Oh, there's another one here. Hold on. This was great. I had such hana yesterday from all the names. Alex Mermelstein, my nephew. I said, wow, he's doing the daf and he didn't tell anybody. And then I get this email. I hope all's well. In your share today, you mentioned that you're related to Alex Mermelstein. I'm not sure if we're for sure related. There's another Alex Mermelstein, but I was curious how you're related to Alex Mermelstein that you know. I live in Kew Garden Hills now. I'm from Great Neck originally. So his name is Alex Mermelstein. He's the one that sponsored, not my nephew. All down, all down. But I have a new Alex. I have enough from this guy. Either way, you share his geschmack and you have a great clarity. Appreciate so much for listening to the dog. Alex Mermelstein from Kew Garden Hills. There's two such people in the world. Okay, Gevaldik. We're working on my nephew now. The Koilo. This is the last day of this sponsor. $10,000. That's it. To support 11 unbelievable Koilo guys who are taking, I think it's less, from beginning of Shas, from Brachas, Daf Beis, till wherever we are. So we said it's 1,000 daf. It's going to be over 1,000 daf test that they need to know klar. One of the hardest tests around there, the Dirsha test. The success of our family that we merit to always crown Hashem. The Mesech sponsor leading the Baruch ben Moshe Aaron, leading the Moshe Elazar ben Not Shalom, and for that, my children. The second sponsor, the Mesech, the Jeff Rosner, zchus of my son, Yosef Simcha, Chaim, you should have Chaim, Ben Sor, Chana, Refuah Shlaima. Amen. Rest of the Mesech, the Ofishel Mitzva Motivators, the Refuahs, Avraham Mנשה ben Chana, Brokha, Refuah Shlaima. Paras HaChodesh leading the Zchariah ben Moshe. Paras HaChodesh by the Lock and Lebovic families, Lakewood NJ, because Torah is the best segulah. Paras HaChodesh number 3, for Shlaima Yecheskel ben Leah. Paras HaChodesh number 4 is a zchus, that Hashem should watch over me and ensure that I'm completely healthy ad mei ve'esrim. Paras HaYoim, Mordechai Binder. Lili Nishmas Harav Zev Avraham ben Reb Yosef Shalom Zeichet Tzadik Livracha. Pinkhas Akilov, happy birthday, Gavriel, my best friend. Very happy sharing my Hebrew and English dates with you. Mazel tov. Our boys are holding on the bottom of Pinkhas Amud Beis by the Mishnah. Brand new Mishnah sponsored by what you call the zchus limit Torah and continue hatzlacha and parnasa. So, you know, I don't know about you guys. You go to the DMV. Is that what it's called in England? DMV? Anybody? So back in the day when I was getting my license, went to New York City, to Manhattan. A line, literally 3-4 hours. They didn't have the technology yet where you could get a little note, a paper that says a number, and you come back to it. Wait in line. Get to the front of the line. She says, where's your birth certificate? I have my passport. No. Okay. Go back home, stand in line again for 3 hours, and you come to the front. Where's the gas bill? Where's the... Go back home 6 times. Mount, yeah? You know what I'm talking about? You need all the documentation. When a woman comes to get a ksuba, she wants to get paid up. She has to come with documentation. What does she come with? She comes with a get. She proves that she's divorced. And she comes with the actual ksuba. She has 2 documents. What if she shows up to the front of the line and she doesn't have her 2 documents? She only has 1 out of the 2. So it depends which 1 out of the 2 she has, she might be able to collect. Hoitzio get veini moi ksuba. She shows up with a get. Where's the ksuba? I don't know. Goiva ksubasa. She's not required to produce the actual ksuba because the ksuba is the rabbanon. It's a maisa bezdin. It's an act of bezdin. So you can't claim anything against the bezdin. She could go ahead and collect her ksuba without producing the document. Ksuba ve'eni mo get. She didn't bring her get. She didn't bring a get. She doesn't have a get. So now what? There was a woman once who the other one was, the bezdin was chosh at her. She didn't have a get. She said she's divorced. So where's the documentation? I got divorced in another city. Didn't smell good. So one of the dayanim asked her, So by chuppah, you go around the chassan like this 7 times. How many times, this is a fair, how many times do you go around your husband now that you got divorced? 7 or 14? Backwards. So she said 7. Okay, fine. You knew she's lying. Ve'eni moget. She comes, she shows up without anything. Here, meres avat giti. She says, you know why I don't have a get? It got lost. Voimer avat shoivri. I paid up. Yes, she's divorced. I paid up the ksuba, but I lost the receipt. So it's interesting, we're going to have a whole sugya now about receipts. Could you force the loiva, the one who pays up, could you force him to accept the receipt or not? From here you see that you could, but the Gemara brings a raya from somewhere else. I had a receipt, got lost. That is, by the way, the whole problem with forcing somebody to accept the receipt. What's the big deal? The malva, the guy that has a shtar, in this case, the woman has a ksuba, so either she gives the husband the ksuba, he takes the ksuba, rips it up into shreds, so she can never collect on it, or the malva gives the loiva the shtar that says he owes him $100, and he takes it, rips it up. The other option is, the malva says, no, I like it, it's, one of the rebbes signed on it, I want it for my own collection, I want to give you a receipt. The loiva could say, perhaps, no, I don't want. Why? As we're going to see soon, that's not really a sugi, but we're here because of this. He has to hold on to it for life. Put it away, keep it, know where it is. It's a big achrayis. I want to put it on you. You have to come up with a shtar. I'm going to take that shtar and burn it. Let me see you come up with the shtar now. What are you going to give me a document? I have to save it for the rest of my life. In those days, where are they saving things? They didn't have safes. So you have to dig it and put it, and the whole house was 4x4. Where exactly is he putting it? So that's the machlokes. So over here he's saying, my receipt is gone. Okay, in this case, the Mishnah is going to say she doesn't collect. Because what she's missing is not the ksuba, which is the rabbanon, which is the bezdin. Over here, she has a reyusa in the get, and it's the deraisa part that's missing, so therefore she loses out. V'chein bal chayv, which we're not really discussing, it's not really our sugya, but the Mishnah says, v'chein bal chayv shoitzi shtar chayv. So you have a loiv and a malva. The malva comes and says, here's my shtar. Ve'eini moi pruzbul. And it doesn't have a pruzbul how mamish, talking about last week, we're sitting here in the Beis Medrash. Here's my pruzbul, it's a real document. 3 Dayanim, Eidim, Dayanim. What is this document exactly? So, the pasuk, here's the pasuk. It says, V'zeh devar hashmita. When you have shmita like this year, shmita is shamait. It's meshamet. It erases everything. Kol ba'am mashi yadai, asher yasher b'reu, lo yigois esreu. You can't go collect from your friend. Your friend owes you money, lo yigois esreu. V'esachiv. Ki kara shmita l'Hashem. Shmita erases all chayvos, all loans. They're erased. So what's a principle? Because you have another pasuk. In pasuk Tes, it says, "Kishar melacha." So this is the raisa. Penyeh davar melevavcha b'liyah lema karvash nasa sheva. So the problem is, right before Shemitah, people are going to be very weary. I'm not going to lend you money. Because if I lend you money, Shemitah comes tomorrow and it gets erased. Why should I lend you money? So the Torah says, you got to be careful. Karash nasa sheva, it's almost Shemitah, Shnas Shemitah, Baroi, Eincha, Ba'achicha, V'loi sitin loi. You're not allowed to not give him because he's scared of Shemitah. Comes Hillel and he makes the pruzbul. What's the pruzbul? So Rashi over here explains, the pruzbul works that we're giving it over to Bezdin. Give the whole thing over to Bezdin, and Bezdin have the right to just be mafkir your possession, whatever. I give you $1,000, Bezdin takes $1,000 from your property and decides it's not yours anymore. And then they make you, the lender, you're the Bezdin shliach to go and grab it. Go take it. It's a whole trick. Okay. Some Soper brings over here that if you hold another sheet, there's another sheet that says that the way the principle works is that it says if you already collected the money, just the borrower is holding on to it for you, but halachically you already collected it. So if that's the case, then we don't paskin like the first, like Rashi. What Rashi's, we paskin more like this, and then he says that if the principle is lost, then you're able to go collect because you already collected it. But over here the Mishnah says, he doesn't have a principle. It's a little bit of a chutzpah, no? You lend somebody money. The guy says, yes, you lent me money, you lent me $10,000, but I want you to prove to me that you wrote a principle. Otherwise, the Torah Hashem erased the loan. Halachically, it's erased. I admit to you I borrowed, but there's something called Shemitah. I want you to prove to me that you have a principle. And he claims, I had a principle and got lost. You don't have to pay up. He has to prove, the Malva has to prove that he has a principle. He did you a favor and he lent you money, but now he has to prove it. We're going to see in the Gemara exactly what is he going on. There's a sheet in the Gemara that the whole Mishnah is Reb Shimon Gamliel. It's just a continuation. Min ha-sakana ve'elech, from the time of the sakana. In other words, if the Goyim found a principle in your possession, they found a ksuba in your house, off with your head, so I can't have a ksuba. How am I going to have a ksuba? So you can't come to the woman with a taina. Where's the ksuba? I'm not allowed to have a ksuba. I have a ksuba, they kill me. So she has a good excuse. The guy has a good excuse that he doesn't have a principle. So then she could come. Things change now, and she could come in that generation, in that kufa. She could come and she could be goyver ksuba without a get, or without shaloi bepruzba. Says the Gemara. Shma mina kaisim shoiver. From our Mishnah, from the first part of the Mishnah, from the fact that it says that if a woman comes without a ksuba, you give her entire ksuba, the husband pays up the whole thing, and she doesn't even give him a document. So what's preventing him from doing it again and again and again? She go to another city and say, my husband owes a ksuba, and then go to another city. Unfortunately, we see the fights that people have when they get divorced. It's nar v'ayit. They'll do anything to put the other person in jail and to take money from them. Why not? It's geschmack. You're a terrible person. So, kais and shoiver. So you see from here that you have to write a receipt. The ain't kais and shoiver, because if there's no receipt, so I just want to show you this real quickly. Here. There are three options here. Option number one is that the loiva, because we're dealing with the malva. The malva is holding the document, the original document. Could he say, I don't want to give you the original. I prefer to give you a receipt. So that's the whole question. Could he decide he wants to give a receipt? The loiva says, I don't want to take a receipt. But what if the loiva says, I want a receipt? I don't want the original document for whatever crazy reason. I want the receipt. Then there's no question. I don't even have to put it on this thing over here. It's pashut. If the loiva wants a receipt, of course you give him a receipt. No machlokes in the world. The whole shaila is if the loiva doesn't want the receipt, and the malva who has the original document doesn't want to give him the original document, says, I'm forcing you to take a receipt. Now, another thing is that if there's shalom aleichem, kimtzaran, if it's a place where they don't write shtaris, you don't write a ksuba, you don't write a shtar, whatever it is, it's such a place, then in such a place, everybody agrees, again, no machlokes, we're going to agree that there's a ksuba, a shiver, there's a receipt. It's in a place, somebody help them out, give them seats. Hey, you want to come over here? Come over here, I know, busha, whatever, we're not going to put the camera on, I'm not going to talk to you, don't worry about it. Come. Ger Hasidim from Borough Park, probably. Where are you guys from? Borough Park. And Ger Hasidim? Givaldig. See? Sit over here. This is the Ger table, right over here. Shkoya. Give him a Gemara, something. Somebody help him out. Chazarchim. Here we go. Okay, so don't worry. We're in the middle of a very complicated suging Kesubos. Not a big deal. No, never. So, Nachama, let's go back to the thing. Get off this camera, no? In a place that the minig is not to write a ksuba, so of course, when she collects her ksuba, you have to give her a receipt. So where's the machlokes? The machlokes is in a place that you do write a ksuba, but there is no ksuba now. Now what? So says the Gemara like this. Over here, from our Mishnah, it's mashma, that you write a shoiver. You write a receipt. You write a receipt. Now we paskin, Rashi says we paskin, you don't write a receipt. Okay. Omarav, b'mokim shein koising ksuva askina. Don't bring a raya from our Mishnah. Look, if it's the middle one, the green, if it's a place that the minig is not to write a ksuba, mokim shein koising ksuba, you don't write a ksuba. So in such a place, you have to write a receipt. There's no option. Okay. Is somebody reading here? It's just noise that I hear. Okay, fine. Shmuel Omar, Jonathan, don't use this. This is not. It's not material for porn. Shmuel Omar. It was just a machine that sound. No, it's like those balikar in the middle of lading, and the guy is standing next to him. Because it says you could read with the balikar, so they read even louder than the balikar. You're a balikar. You know what I'm talking about. So you never stop and tell the guy to be quiet.
I stopped.
Oh, you stopped. Okay. I stopped and the machine kept on going. I didn't chab, it's a machine. Okay. Come Shmuel and says a chiddush, and then we have to understand what he's saying. Even a place that you do write a ksuba, you do write a shoiver, you do write a receipt, that's problematic. Shmuel, why would you write a receipt? First of all, Shmuel himself holds you don't write a receipt. But that's not the halacha. The halacha is that we don't write receipts. So why would Shmuel say that? Omar Rav Anan. Says Rav Anan, no, of course, you don't write a receipt. You don't write a receipt. But I could explain, I heard this from Shmuel himself. You could go two options. Our Mishnah is talking about either in a place where they write a ksuba, they do write a ksuba, and the husband says, I wrote a ksuba. Now, he's not believed that he changed from the minig hamakom. He has to bring a raya. If it's in a place that you write a ksuba and she says he didn't, so in our Mishnah, we're talking also in a place that they write a ksuba. They write a ksuba. And she brings a raya that he didn't write a ksuba. So that's why she collects without a ksuba. Okay, so again, the Mishnah is talking about even in a place that you write a ksuba. And she brought a raya that he broke the minig over there and he didn't write a ksuba. So Memela, she doesn't need to bring her ksuba. She brought a raya that he wrote without a ksuba. Okay. Huh? Yeah. In such a... So... According to Shmuel, yeah. According to Rav, not. According to Rav, since that's the minig hamakom, so there's no shoiver. So we don't write over there. Finished. Says the Gemara Rav Hader Bey. At the end of the day, Rav took back what he said that if in a place that they don't write, you don't write a shoiver. Rav Hader Bey. Domer Rav. So Rav is very simple now. Rav is going to say a very, very simple idea. He says, get goiva iker, ksuva goiva toisefes. Right? You come to the bezdin, you bring two documents with you. You bring a get and you bring a ksuva. Each document accomplishes something else. The get accomplishes the basic, the 200 that a psula gets, 100 that almana gets, but the basic ksuva. And the ksuva document accomplishes all the extras. Anything that the Tosefes Ksuba, anything above and beyond the 200, that's what the Ksuba accomplishes. So what happens if the woman only brings a get to Bezdin? What happens if she only brings a get? According to Rav, she gets 200. According to Shmuel, what does she get? Everything. So that's this right over here. That if she just brought a get to Bezdin, Rav just said no. A get is only part of the payment. You get the 200. But Shmuel says no. You bring a get, you get everything. That's what the Mishnah says, right? According to Shmuel. Without a get, you receive, G-E-T, you receive everything, says, and Shmuel, that's how he learns in the Mishnah. Rav says no. There's two parts here. There's the get and there's the ksuba. Says Rav, my pshat is beautiful. There's nothing you can say about this pshat. You can't argue on it. This is it. Torah Messina. So now the Gemara says, how does this fit into the Mishnah? So now we learned in the Mishnah ksuba v'enim get. What if she shows up with the ksuba without a get? Here Emeres Ovad Giti, and she explains, my get got lost. I paid the ksuba, my receipt got lost. The guy has a loan, we're not going to be talking about this at all. He says, I lost my prusbul. You don't pay up the ksuba. So Shmuel in the Reisha says that the reason why she gets everything in the Reisha, why? Because she brought a raya that's how we just explained. She brought a raya, it's in a place that they write a ksuba, she brought a raya that he didn't write a ksuba. She gets everything. Okay. Mukila b'makim shein kaisvin b'makim kasafti. So in the Sefer he's going to say, it's a place that you don't write a ksuba, and he claims that he did write a ksuba. Listen, you're going against the minhag hamakom, prove it. The bottom line is, and if he doesn't bring a raya, go pay. But the problem is Rav. Rav who splits it up and says, a get accomplishes the 200. The ksuba accomplishes everything above that. Okay, she doesn't get the main part. She showed up with the ksuba. So let her at least get, right? It's two separate documents. The get gives her 200, and the ksuba gives her the 100,000 that he added. So why can't she get the 100,000? She just showed up to Bezdin with the ksuba. Okay, so the get, she won't get the 200, the basics, how do you call it? The what? The standard, thank you. She won't get the standard ksuba. But everything above that, she should get, based on what Rav said. Says the Gemara, not only does she not have a get, she has zero. She can't prove that she's divorced. She's coming to Bezdin with a ksuba. So every woman has a ksuba. It's in her drawer. It's hanging on the wall in some houses. She has a ksuba. So what? That means that she deserves a ksuba. She has no right that she's divorced. She doesn't have a get, and she doesn't have anything that she got divorced. So nothing happened. So the husband has a migui. What's the migui? He could say, I didn't divorce her. So therefore he's believed, he could say, I divorced her, and not only that, I gave her the ksuba. So I thought this is a very interesting Taisus to point out. Taisus asked a question, what kind of migui is that? Migui, he could have said something easy, and instead he admitted that he divorced her. So maybe I should believe him when he says I divorced her, and that I also paid up the ksuba. As Taisus, but if he says I didn't divorce her, you know what happens when you don't divorce a wife? You chayiv a lot of money. You have to support her. Sharing ksus you have to give her. So it's not a great migui. On the one hand he's saying, I don't know a ksuba, but now he has to pay a lot of support. Maybe he doesn't want to pay that support. So he's saying that he divorced her. Why is that a migui? Says Tais is beautiful. It's a yisoid. We have to remember this yisoid in Shas. Tana bechitim v'hoida b'soirim. If a guy comes to you and says, you owe me 100 bushels of wheat, and you tell him, no, I don't owe you 100 bushels of wheat, I owe you 100 bushels of barley. What's the halacha? You don't have to pay him anything. Zero. Because you're kaifer bakal on his taina. He said you owe him 100 bushels of wheat. You deny that. You just admitted that you owe him 100 bushels of something else. Too bad on him. You hear? Huh?
He's not asking for it.
He's not asking for it, right? He's not asking for it. Exactly. The guy that Tana Bechitim is denied it also. He's saying, you don't owe me barley, you owe me wheat. So there also, the woman says, you owe me a ksuba. In other words, she's saying that you don't owe me maybe I'm mixing up. Taisus in Makis says that Teres. He says that she was already moida that you don't owe this. But over here it's different. Taisus says, she claims ksuba, he admits she'er and ksus. It's Tana Bechitim by the B'sarim, he's not chayiv, those two. I just thought it's an interesting halacha to point out. Okay. Says the Gemara, now the Gemara says, wait a minute. You just answered what? We're talking about a case, there's no Eidim. No Eidim, no get, nothing. I can prove to you from our Mishnah that there are Eidim here. Why? Because the last part of the Mishnah is talking about Eidim. And if the last part of the Mishnah, Mazah. Who? Mazah. They don't pay. In honor of my uncle, Reb Chaim Pressman, let me just say this, Reb Eli. Also, I'm catching the people that skip all the emails. There are a lot of people like that. Yosef Berman, when he goes home, fine. So those people, this is your time and your opportunity, right before Yom Kippur, to be mishtatif with the whole chabura. We're trying to get another 100 people here. You probably didn't hear because you didn't watch the emails. Another 100 people to be mishtatif today and tomorrow. We had 52 people mishtatif today, I think it is. Today and tomorrow, because it's so close to Yom Kippur, let's get another 100, even very small amounts. Doesn't, 25 cents. Go to the website, NDY Monthly. It's a great website. It's very easy to use. Put in $1. Be mechazik do'ilam. We have Sachakol, almost 400 people. But 274 starting from, when did I start? On Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday? When did I start talking about this? I'm not going to bother do'ilam anymore. It's after Yom Kippur Shalom. Just make it one push. Okay. Hamidiktani Seifa. Oh no, I didn't finish the thing. As a zchus to continue being able to support Torah and finish Shas with Reb Eli, and in honor of his uncle Reb Chaim Pressman. So, in the Seifa it says that there's Eidim. Why? Because it says, right? When the Goyim found the star in your house, they would kill everybody. So he said, it says Mefurish without a get. She doesn't have a get. She comes to Bez without a get. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Whatever, Mrs. So-and-so, I want the $100,000 that my husband promised me if he divorces me. Where's he get? I had to burn it because the Goyim were going to come. Where are your Eidim? I don't have Eidim. You don't have Eidim, so get out of here. So obviously she has Eidim. So if she has Eidim in that part of the Mishnah, there's Eidim in the entire Mishnah. It has to be one case. So we're talking about this Eidim. So the question that we had, according to Rav, how come? So the Zaydim, how come she can't collect the part of the ksuba that's due to her from the ksuba? We said, get gives her the standard, ksuba gives her the extra. She has Zaydim, and she's coming with the ksuba. Give her everything above the standard before you answer, because she doesn't have Eidim. But it's impossible that she has no Eidim, because the end of the Mishnah is talking about that she does have Eidim. Okay, so we have to change the whole thing now. Ella kula Reb Shimon Lili. We're just going to finish this and we're starting a new sugya. Ella kula Reb Shimon Lili. The whole entire Mishnah is Reb Shimon Lili. This is what the Mishnah means to say. A woman who comes with a ksuba without a get, don't pay her the ksuba. Now I really hear myself. When there's no Eidi Gerushin, so if there's no Eidim, the husband has a migui. Right? That's what we said on top of the page. There's a migui. But if she does have Eidim, that's what we said in the Mishnah, it's muchach from the Mishnah, there's Eidim. Okay, so she has Eidim. Gavia toisefes. That's what Rav said. There's two parts. There's the get, there's the ksuba. If she comes with the ksuba, with Eidim, what does she get? Everything above the standard. Great. The whole Mishnah is answered according to Rav. Very nice. V'ikar, what about the standard, the 200? If she produces a get, she gets the standard because, again, the ksuba is for the extra, the get is for the standard, so she has to produce the get for the standard, for the 200. By the way, this week, I want to tell you guys that the Bel zchus that we have in our kollel, he told me that on Rosh Hashanah, he met a bunch of Belzers in Bells that do the daf. They said, and then somebody else came to me to tell me the same exact thing, that there's a guy, he actually wants to come see the shir. He has a whole thing about Chasidus. He's promoting Chasidus on a website. He has a 50,000, I'm sure a crazy amount. So he wants to come visit the shir because he heard, he was in Bells also, and he said that in Bells, you stand the whole time, there's not enough seats for everybody, so everybody stands, and he wouldn't leave his spot by the hafsaka, by the break, because if he left his spot, he would lose his spot. And he heard the people next to him talk about the shir. So you're not the only Hasidim, don't worry about it. There's other Bells, there's guys, the whole. Okay. There won't be the ikr, the basic, and if she brings the get, then she gets the basic. Yeah, no, because he claims I already gave it to you. You don't start from scratch and only get the tesefes. He's arguing. He said I already paid you up. So she says, but here's my ksuba. Okay, the ksuba, whatever it says in the ksuba, $100 extra, $1 million extra, whatever it says above and beyond. The actual ksuba of the 200 that we know from the time Masechtas Kesubos, that she doesn't get unless she produces a get according to Rav. According to Shmuel, you get everything in one shot. And this is the continuation of Rishim Gamliel at the end of the Mishnah. From the danger on, even though she doesn't have the get, she gets everything. Okay. New sugi Rabbi Yisai. Amrli Rav Kahana Rav Asi Rav. Oh, maybe not so new, but okay, whatever. New sugi. They tell Rav, Lidi Dr. Amr's get goyve ikar. You telling me that the get, with the get she could collect the 200. Almana min anesuin b'mai gavio. Almana doesn't have a get. So how in the world does she collect? If she comes with the ksuba, it's for the extra. How does she get the standard? Says the Gemara be'edei misa, like a death certificate. She has proof that he died. You have proof that he died, you get a ksuba. Says Gemara maybe he divorced her, and now she's gonna take the get. Afterwards, she's gonna get the ksuba because she has edim that he died, and then she's gonna use the get and go back to the Yisayim and take more money. For now, the Gemara just now says we're talking about a case that she was married up until the death. She never got divorced. We know for a fact she was there with him all the way to the end. Maybe 3 minutes before. We don't have edim mamish to the last second. So maybe the last day he divorced her. Says Gemara, if that happened, then the husband should have brought edim and whatever. He didn't. That's his loss. She'll collect twice. What about almana min erusin? Almana min erusin, a regular almana, she has testimony that she was with her husband to the last minute. Okay, so she produces edim that he died, a death certificate. So she gets a ksuba. But if she was never with him, they're only engaged. So how is she going to get a ksuba? Now, how do you know she gets a ksuba at all? So that's the next sugya. It's going to talk about how do we know that from erusin is a ksuba. Mina erusin b'may misa. There's people that could testify that her chassan died. Maybe he divorced her from the erusin. Again, the same question. Maybe she'll collect twice. In a situation, not a place. Makom over here doesn't mean a place. In a situation where it's impossible, there's no other way, kasvin and shoivar. Okay? So if that's the case, now we just answered an almana from erusin. Now we're going to use that same exact thing, says Rashi, back on the first question, an almana min ansuin. Anytime you have an almana, then we have to write a receipt. So if you write a receipt, then she can't collect twice. Because if you don't say this, if she has Eidin to testify that her husband died, maybe she'll go from Bezdin to Bezdin. She'll collect twice with the same Eidin. If we have no choice, then we write a receipt. Says Rashi an amazing thing. Rav Chizda had 2 sons. The first son was called Mar, and the second son was called Mar. That's what Rashi says. He had 2 sons with the same exact name. Reb Eli said it's a problem. I heard a Maisa Shahaya, it's a true story. A guy in Bnei Brak had 14 children, and he called one of his last children, he called him Yisrael Meir, after the Chavetz Chaim. His wife starts screaming, Meshuga, we have another kid, Yankiv Yisrael, named after the Stabler. He forgot that he has a kid named Yisrael. He called his one of his kids the same name. But there's a better Maisa. The Nesivas, famous Nesivas, at his son's bris, he was thinking and learning. And when the guy asked him what Yikar Shema B'Yisrael, he thought he was asking him, he was like confused. He thought he was asking, what's your name? So he said, Yaakov. So he called the son Yaakov, but it was his own name. He called the son. So the Rekiv Paskin, this is a true story. Rekiv Paskin, keep the name because it's a zchus, it's a mamish, it's a beautiful thing that his father was so thinking and learning during his own son's bris. It's a great simon. Fine. Okay, not enough time here. It's 8:01, but Reb Zilberstein has an interesting Maisa Shahaya that a guy got married to this woman and they had a son, but it was his second marriage, and she insisted that they call the son after her father. Makes a lot of sense. The problem is the guy already had a son with the same name. So Reb Zilberstein paskin that call him the same name as your other son, because otherwise this stepmother is going to treat him terribly for the rest of his life. Like this kid, because of this kid, I couldn't name the kids. Okay, fine. So anyway, back to, it's not even to get to the sugi, it's just interesting that Rashi brings that he had two names. One of them was called Mar, the older one, Keshisha. The other one was Mar, the younger one. How do we even know that an engaged woman has a ksuba? We learned in Sarmala and his Garsha, we had this already in Daf Nun Daled, that if she became an almana in his Garsha from an engagement, she gets the entire ksuba. Says the Gemara, that's not a great raya. Why? We're talking about in a situation, you don't have to write her ksuba. He decided to be nicer and wrote her ksuba, then she gets it if he dies. Okay, so he wrote it even though he didn't have to, so what's the chiddush over there? Reb Elazar ben Azariah says over there, if you recall, that the only reason perhaps he wrote her the ksuba is because he thought he was going to marry her, and since he died prematurely, he had no intent of dying before his chasana, so he doesn't have to give it to her. And lafuki that, and we say no, he doesn't have to give it to her. Takinami, the Ktani Goy V'Sakol, because it says you get everything. What's everything? If he wrote her his own ksuba and there's extra stuff in there, okay, she gets everything. If he didn't write it for her, then there's a standard ksuba. That's it. What's hakol? So the proof is we'll just get over here to Amalei Rav Nachman. 2 lines. Here we're talking about an engaged one. You don't use there's no hilchos aninos. The first day the person dies. If he's a kohen, he doesn't come tamiter. Every time we learn this, we say the same thing. She doesn't have an isser. Okay, it's talking about something else. Mesa, if she dies, any yarsha, he doesn't inherit her. Oh, this is what we're looking for. Mesu, if he dies, goivik subasa. There's a ksuba. So again, we're going to say that's not a great raya. Why? Yes, you're right. There's a ksuba here. Dilma the kasavla. Maybe he did it on top of everything else that he was supposed to be doing. So what's the chiddush? Mesa ene yarsha itzrichalei. Says Rashi, since it's so close to each other, he already wrote her a ksuba. He's thinking he's mamish involved. So you think maybe he should inherit her? Or not. Bottom line is we don't have an answer. How do we know that an arusa gets a ksuba? Rabbi Say, have a wonderful day. Wow.